Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today's video. Today's video, I want to do a quick video review of the Magnum Research Desert Eagle Tiger Stripe 50AE with the muzzle brake. And like I say, this has the titanium tiger stripe original Bengal pattern. And you'll notice a little difference. This has the original pattern that like you have in your IMI, your Israeli made Desert Eagles. But this is a USA made one. So let me just first of all show you that it's unloaded. Okay. Nothing in the magazine, standard 7-round magazine. Okay. Okay, see. Okay, you can see my finger in there, right? My finger, so you know it's empty. First of all, let's go ahead and just do a slight review on the gun itself, now that we see it's empty. Okay. The Desert Eagle has been around for a few years, and they have several different versions and platings of it. Originally, the Israeli-made one was a Mark 7, then they moved over to the Mark 19. They moved back and forth with productions in and out of the United States, but finally they went ahead and they did go ahead and move it over. We could see this is made in USA, and it's made in right there, Pillager, Minnesota, USA. And this is the 50AE. Okay, so they moved it over to manufacture in the States. They did on the newer models, they smoothed this out. They put a continuous rail there, which is real nice, and they made a few other minor changes to the gun, but basically for all intents and purposes, the magazines from a Israeli made one and 50AE will fit the 50AE for the USA made one. They don't actually plate these like this. I had this custom done, and like I say, this is your round that the 50 takes. Say 50 caliber right there, 50AE. This is actually happens to be a 335 grain Lodex reload. It worked fine in the gun too. The gun itself has a few nice safety features in it, and we'll go ahead and discuss those. It has a safety right there, ambidextrous safety on each side of the gun, as you see that. Okay, so if you go ahead and cock it, you cannot fire the gun. The gun will fire. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. You have basically your takedown on the right hand side. You have your magazine release right here. Okay, you have this is your takedown button. I'll show you how that works in a minute. You have a half cock, which is for takedown, or can act as a safety feature too, see, because you can't fire it when it's half cocked. But usually what you're going to do is you're going to have it full cocked anyway and then drop the hammer. A lot of them actually, the Desert Eagles, get a line over here, and you notice there's no line in this because I put the lock back here. As you can see that both sides I did that. So it scrapes behind here and you don't see that. I actually modified a little. I have the plated sights on the gun, and I have a muzzle brake matching the gun. Let's go ahead and show you some takedown on it. But before we do that, I'm going to mention that the gun itself is made out of CNC machined steel. The metal injection parts on here are made by Phillips, which are amongst the best parts that they make and very strong. There's about 12 metal injection parts, and I believe that's going to be like your hammer, your trigger, slide release, stupid things like the magazine release, this part here, but nothing, and actually your sights, but nothing that's critical on the gun. Maybe even some screws like these screws here, but the rest of the gun is really made good, and you can see it's very tight. Slide to frame tolerances are very tight. Look at that, very, very tight. Of course, there's your firing pin. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you how to take down. First of all, you'd have to have the magazine out, and it is unloaded. You would, okay, let me just, I'm going to drop the hammer. You'd cock it one time, like that. You hold your hand just like this is the best way. Press this button in. As you press that, you see that? Okay, you press it, and you just drop this. Let the barrel free fall. Hold your finger there. Take the barrel out. Here, for those that haven't seen the barrel, that's kind of how it looks. And I'll get you some light on the subject to show you internally in the barrel. Okay. And this is for the gas check, and these are of course where the springs would go. Your recoil springs right against that. Okay, let's go ahead and show you. Take down, I would tip it upside down, slightly take it out, hold your finger there, and just pull it out. That's the easiest way. Let's go ahead and show you internally. This is pretty much the gun. I'll get a light again to give you, for those who haven't seen inside the gun, that's kind of how it looks. There's not much in there. This whole part comes out. You pop this pin out, and you can take that out. Then when you take the slide release out, there's a little spring in the center there. See that? You just lift that out, and this whole part pops out. But there is a spring down there that you have to be very careful. You see that? Getting it back in is a pain. But it's pretty straightforward. Everything pops out. This whole mechanism comes right out. I'll go ahead and show you with the grips off real quick. Show you. Taking the grips off is pretty easy. Just basically loosen up the screws. Loosen the screw up. And they do meet all the way in back there. I would just tap it, the screw will fall out. Tap it, the screws come out. And this slides right off. This slides right off. And like I say, this comes right out. That just rests against their locks in there. So it's pretty much the inside of the gun here. There's not much to it. Okay. I actually covered these up so it doesn't scratch my gun. I covered it here too because when you put this on there, I don't want to scratch any plating. Put it back on. You have a little mechanism there with the screws. When you put it in, the screw fits through there, screws in. Just pop the screw back in. Pretty straightforward. Tighten it on. The actual factory grips, there's a little pin you have to push in here and then lift it out. It's a lot harder taking them off sometimes. Put it in, pop that in there. And this gun, by the way, was black, and I did get it plated because that's the only way I could get it done perfectly the way I wanted it. And the bottom of the slide, of course, here's your springs. The dual type of springs. You can see there's 2 springs on each one of them. It's your recoil spring. This is a gas check. You pull that out. Here's pretty much your whole slide. The bolt kind of works like that. You see that? And I have a bunch of links how to take them apart and stuff. Lock is a really inactive lock. It locks the pin so that can't even move. And that is the firing pin. Taking it off, you drop this little plate down, you can pull it out. Putting together, pretty straightforward. You put your little gas check back in. You gotta make sure it's like that. Open up a little. See how that is? But you want it open. Because this little part here has to fit in there. You drop that in with your finger. You can just turn it a little so it holds it a little. Make sure this is lined up, kind of like this. This is the easiest way to do it. Put it upside down, line in like this, flip it over, and down in there, there's 2 holes. See those holes down in there? Where your guide springs, recoil springs line in there. Okay guys, then when you flip it back over and go like this, make sure this part here, see how it is? Make sure it's not up like that. Make sure it's flat. Okay, because you see that. See the flat part on that? Make sure it's lined up flat. Otherwise, put in the barrel, you might have a headache in it. Slide it in, snap it up, and you're back together. Pretty straightforward. Okay, and that's how you actually, that's all there is assembly to the, that's all there is pretty much to assembly of this gun. Pretty straightforward. And that is the 50AE Desert Eagle, Tiger Stripe, Titanium Gold. And we'll give you a quick show again here, see how it looks. .50 AE. It is an awesome gun. Really nice gun. Thanks a lot guys for tuning into my video, and I hope this was educational.